Welcome to Argentina for the 12th edition of Desofia Ruta 40. After being rebooted last year as part of the World Rally Raid Championship, this event has quickly established itself as one of the best on the calendar. The world's top riders and drivers are back as Ruta 40 gets underway in the rally-mad city of Cordoba. After a short prologue, they're going to battle it out over 5 exhilarating stages. So, let's check out who's on the start line. Ross Branch is sitting pretty in the bikes, leading the World Championship by 21 points with 2 rounds to go.
It's obviously in the back of my mind, but as long as we keep it on 2 wheels and do the best we can, that's all we can do.
Hero are also targeting the manufacturer's title, and they've boosted their lineup with the signing of Nacho Cornejo. But they will be going up against a full-strength Honda squad, including last year's winner in Argentina, Tosha Shurena, the returning Dakar champion Ricky Brabeck, and the man currently second in the W2RC, Adrian van Beveren.
I will try to go fast. My challenge here is to try to reach the best spot of the podium.
There's also a comeback for the Gas and Husqvarna teams, who aren't doing the W2RC this season and haven't been in action since the Dakar. In the absence of his brother Kevin, who suffered a bad training crash a few weeks ago, Luciano Benavides is flying the flag for Argentina.
Super happy to be here in Argentina. Here again, like last year, but right now being the current world champion and also with the #1 on the bike and with the perfect colors from Argentina.
Well, Benavides took control of the W2RC here in Argentina last year, but sadly his involvement in this year's rally was short-lived. On the very first stage, he crashed and had to be taken to hospital, having suffered a fracture to the top of his right femur. We wish Luciano and everybody else who got injured this week a speedy recovery. Sam Sunderland's difficult run also continued. The British star retired on stage 3, with his gas team not specifying what caused him to pull out. He hasn't completed a rally since the end of 2022, when he was crowned world champion in Andalusia. In the end, Daniel Sanders was the only member of the team to reach the finish line. The Australian is still working his way back to full fitness after a bad leg break just over a year ago. He came home in 9th overall. Solid enough, but he'll be aiming higher in Morocco. In fact, everybody is going to have to up their game to keep pace with the Hondas. The team got off to the ideal start as Shurena won the prologue by 2 seconds from Ricky Brabeck, the Spaniard picking up exactly where he left off after victory in Portugal. Brabeck, meanwhile, could hardly have made a better comeback as he then powered to victory on stage 1.
There's no opening bonus here, so I think here for the Ruta 40, it's literally about raw speed and navigation.
In the early days of the rally, there was red wherever you looked. Van Beveren won the second stage to go top of the overall standings, ahead of his teammates Shurena and Brabeck.
For sure, the main goal is to win the race, the overall, but to win a stage is something nice.
Honda continued to assert their dominance as the rally switched from the WRC-style tracks around Cordoba to the sandier cross-country terrain near San Juan. Another stage win for Brabeck put him back in the hot seat. Hero were doing their best to match the Hondas, but with limited success. Sebastian Bühler impressed in the first 2 stages, coming 4th and 3rd, but faded as the rally wore on and finished 7th overall. The German not quite able to build on his superb 2nd place overall in Portugal. Ramiro Barca was making his debut for Hero in Rally 2. The 22-year-old is the reigning 2-time Peruvian cross-country champion, but things didn't go his way this week. He crashed out on stage 3 with a broken tibia. That means Ramiro won't be able to make his Dakar debut in 2025. As for Hero's marquee signing Nacho Cornejo, he clearly still needs time to get to grips with his new bike. The Chilean played around with a lot of different settings this week, but never quite found his groove, finishing as the 12th biker overall and the lowest ranked in Rally GP. Nacho has vowed to knuckle down and come back stronger in Morocco. Ross Branch ended up as the highest of the heroes in 5th place overall after a week that was solid if unspectacular. The World Championship leader knew the main thing was coming away with some decent points towards his title bid, and with the 11 he's picked up in Argentina, he remains on top in the W2RC before October's season finale in Morocco.
Obviously not the results I wanted, but we're still leading the championship, and my hat's off to Honda. They did a good job, and they outrode us this week, but lots of motivation to come back swinging in Morocco.
Skylar Howes will have been buoyed by his performance. The American's been gradually improving all season. After retiring from the Dakar with bike failure, he was 6th in Portugal and now 4th in Argentina. A former podium finisher at the Dakar, Howes was 13 minutes off the pace. Van Beveren made no secret of the fact that he was in Argentina this week to win, and while he couldn't quite achieve that objective, the Frenchman did an excellent job to come 3rd overall. He was happy to have given his best, to have won a stage, and to have been right in the thick of the action. Sherena pushed Brabeck all the way, powering 2 consecutive wins on stages 4 and 5 as he came within a whisker of winning the rally. In the end, the Spaniard was just 15 seconds short. No back-to-back victories after Portugal then, but Sherena is riding brilliantly, and he also had warm words for Brabeck.
So happy for him, so happy for the team, because 1, 2, 3 for Honda, and yeah, I think we have done a really good job.
Hats off to Brabeck then, the winner of Ruta 40 2024. The Dakar champion picking up exactly where he left off with another superbly crafted performance. The American is now 2 for 2 in 2024, and he's right back in the World Championship fights.
I missed rounds 2 and 3, and then I come back in Ruta, and to win is really cool. But hey, it was not easy. Definitely looking forward to come back in Morocco, and hopefully we can get the championship. That'd be super sweet.
Almost 1,800 kilometres against the clock, and it came down to just 15 seconds between the top 2. Honda locking out the top 4 overall. Branch's World Championship lead is down to just 9 points over Brabeck with 1 round to go. In Rally 2, it was all about the fight between Romain Dumontier and Bradley Cox, separated by just 3 points at the start of the rally.
Every races we are each time quite close. I want to keep my title, of course.
We can't afford to lose anything, and it's sort of winner takes all going forward now.
Cox struck the first blow, winning the first stage around Cordoba. The South African has fond memories of Argentina, having taken his first overall win in Rally 2 at this event last year. He also did the International 6 Days Enduro here in 2014. Cox moving into the early lead then. But once Dumontier was able to unleash the power of his new Honda, there was no stopping him. The Frenchman has joined the Japanese giants as a non-official rider and reeled off 3 stage wins in a row to build a 7-minute lead. It was a challenging week for Konrad Dabrowski, who began the rally 4th in the W2RC. He'd been hoping to stay in the scrap for the Rally 2 title, but ran into trouble on stage 1 when his bike gave up the ghost at kilometre 210. The Pole finishing 38th out of 43 in the FIM class. Edgar Canet burst onto the rally raid scene in Portugal, coming 4th in Rally 2, and showed he really means business by coming 3rd in Argentina. The 19-year-old Spaniard, who comes from motocross, is definitely one to watch.
Yeah, I'm improving a lot in this rally, Ruta 40. So happy to finish and to make good results in the stage, and let's see the next chapter.
It ended up being a slightly frustrating rally for Cox, who couldn't quite match Dumontier for pace and crashed on stage 4. However, he did finish on a high note with the stage 5 victory, and he knows the fight for the Rally 2 crown will go down to the wire.
Yeah, it was not the best one for me, but you know, I was pretty consistent every day, and now at the end I've found my rhythm again, which is nice. So yeah, we take the fight to Morocco now.
Dumontier described his new Honda deal as a reward for all of his hard work and excellent results of the past few years, and the Frenchman repaid the team's investment with a solid Rally 2 victory.
I'm really happy to get this victory here in Argentina. Last year I finished third, it was not so good, and this year now it's okay with a Swiss stage win. So yes, I'm very happy about that.
Dumontier, Cox and Canet coming in some way clear of the rest. Toby Hedericks and French veteran David Casteux made up the top 5. Dumontier leads Cox by just 8 points in the W2RC, with Dabrowski now 23 back. Round 2 of the Rally 3 Championship saw 4 South American riders go head-to-head. Fernando Hernandez led by nearly half an hour after 3 stages, but the Argentinian unfortunately crashed out on stage 4 and had to be taken to hospital. That handed the initiative to John Medina, the only rider here who also competed in Portugal. The Chilean was battling an injury from the last round, but came through to win the class by over 2 hours and take the championship lead before Morocco. Medina winning by a comfortable margin from Eduardo Alan, with Marcelo Miti a distant third after mechanical problems on stage 1. Medina now leads the championship from the winner in Portugal, Gonçalo Amaral.
Imagine the taste of Mexico.